Yo, it's good. My name's Kang like Kangaroo. I'm a Canadian that's currently living and working in Seattle as a software engineer. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down dollar by dollar how much I spent in the months of September and October. So I've been away for about 3 weeks on vacation, so I ended up missing September's budgeting video. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to skip it. I'm just going to combine it with this month's, which is October's, to do like a little double feature. So over the course of the past 2 months, in total, I got paid $20,509. So each month I get paid around $6,100 depending on if I'm doing the 401k or not. So the past couple of months I have not been doing the 401k, so around $6,100. So if you do some math, I'm getting an extra $8,000, and this is coming from my bonus from work. For my bonus, we have a performance bonus each year. I got the grade that is slightly beats expectations, which netted me a bonus of around $14,000. But after you include taxes and contributions to my ESPP, the amount that actually hits my bank account is around $8,000. Next, we'll move to my investments. In total, the past 2 months, I've invested $5,400 into my ESPP. Now, this is larger than normal because, again, like that bonus contributes a bit more to that ESPP. And in the past 2 months, I've also invested $3,200 into Bitcoin, bringing my total investment to around $8,600 over the past 2 months. Now, the reason for this is because I potentially want to buy an investment property in 2024. And obviously, to do that, you need money, right? So I've been stockpiling this cash, keeping it in a Fidelity money market fund that's giving me like 4% interest right now. So for the end of September and basically most of October, I was actually traveling in Southeast Asia. Mostly spent my time in Thailand and did a couple days in Siem Reap, Cambodia. But Southeast Asia is like very, very, very affordable. In the span of my 3 weeks there, in total, I spent $1,450. And that includes all my activities, all my transportation, all my food, all my accommodations. Now, the flight from Seattle to, Southeast Asia is not included, and the flights in between Southeast Asia were not included because I paid for those in an earlier month. So I will break down the total cost in another video if you want to see. And it's just crazy thinking about it because $1,450 is like, it's a lot of money, but like that's like just a tad bit more than my rent. If I had a remote job, I could literally just go to Asia and travel perpetually. Yeah, I think Thailand kind of broke my brain, which kind of segues into my living expenses. In the last 2 months, I've spent $2,645 on like rent, utilities, internet, that sort of thing. And just for a little bit of context, if you're not looped in, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment in Capitol Hill, Seattle. My rent's about $1,275 plus everything, adds up to around $1,300-ish a month. So over the past 2 months, it was my girlfriend's birthday and also some of my friends' birthdays. So combining all of that together, I spent a total of $407 on gifts in the last 2 months. I also got a haircut and a perm before I went to Thailand because, I'm trying to look sweet. But the cost of that was $115. Aside from the haircut, I did have to buy a couple of things for a trip to Thailand, which ended up being around $294. Some honorable mentions for this category is a variable ND filter, which I actually have right here. It's just like sunglasses for your camera, so you can take photos and videos without everything being overexposed. A new lens cover thing for my camera because I dropped it and it broke. Some extra shirts and tank tops for Thailand, and new earrings because I dropped my old ones in the toilet. And a thrifted sweater. Now, aside from those big purchases like rent and travel, the biggest category I have over the past 2 months is actually food, where I spent $777. 409 of that is actually groceries, and the other 360 something is a combination of eating out at restaurants and just taking fast food. Now, the eating out category is actually a little bit higher than it is normally. This is because I went to Vancouver at the beginning of September, and my girlfriend visited a week before we went to Thailand, so I was just taking her out, showing some of the spots that I had found while she was gone. So the cost of eating out is a tad bit inflated there, but again, not something that I'm super upset about. Aside from those big spending categories, I really didn't do much else this past 2 months aside from go to Thailand. I was trying to save money because I knew I was going to be spending a lot in Thailand, so I'm like, hey, just keep it low key, try to chill a little bit. But I did go to a Nimish Patel comedy show who came to Seattle. Super funny comedian. I recommend checking him out if you haven't heard about him. But that was $100 for 2 people. So over the past 2 months, I've been focusing a lot more on my hobbies because they're mostly free. I'm 25 right now, so I'm approaching my prime for basketball. It's not looking like I'm gonna make it to the NBA, but it's still fun to work out and get that cardio in. Also did a couple outdoor parties while it was still warm in September, and I got one last hike in for the season at North Cascades. That one was a toughie, but it was really fun, so I recommend doing it. But now that it's getting colder in October, November, it's raining a lot more. Been doing a lot more indoor activities, playing basketball, like I said. Also been playing a lot of games. Just hit Plat and Valorant, so you can obviously tell I have no life. Also in games, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon ROM hacks. I don't know if this is hitting the right audience, but they're really fun if you want to play Pokemon, but you find the original games really, really easy. a lot of people hack them, make them a bit harder. So I've been enjoying that a lot as well. All in all, in the last 2 months, in total, I've earned $20,500. I've invested $8,600, and I've spent $5,817. Now, if I'm being completely honest, it's been a while since I've made a budgeting video, 2 months to be exact. So I'm kind of forgetting a lot of things that I did, and I'm only really like looking through my old photos and trying to remember what I did. So there might be a few gaps here and there. Now that I'm back from Thailand and a little bit more settled in, you'll hopefully see a little bit more of me. Now, if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them. If you have any video ideas, please leave them down below. I will probably do it because I'm a people pleaser and I long for words of affirmation. And if you're curious about what the algorithm thinks of you, specifically what it thinks about you in relation to me, you can watch this video right here where that said algorithm picked a video by me for you.